You ever watch Terrifier?
I don't even know what that is.
No?
It's
No.
the most terrifying movie you'll ever watch.
Is it actually?
I mean,
Some will tell you that.
Terrifier 2 recently came out, and apparently it's like 2.5 hours long. And
Oh, because it's Terrifier 2, it had to be 2 hours.
I guess. And apparently it's making people vomit and pass out in the theater.
Yeah, they said that about Smile.
Oh.
Didn't they? Then they like people were crying after they saw it.
I don't know.
It was like I saw it and it wasn't very good.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. After seeing Terrifier 1, I could only imagine in 2.5 hours, it'd probably make me cry and pass out. They have some expert level practical effect people.
It's like actually fucked up.
There is a scene in the first movie where this woman is like fully naked, like strung up by like her arms and legs, and the villain, who is a crazy clown man, takes a chainsaw and saws her in half, and they show it.
Ooh.
They show all of it.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you seen that? You watched it?
I've watched that one. The second one just came out.
Is it tough to sit through, or are you like desensitized to that level of gore?
I'm desensitized to it, I guess. But like, even when I first watched it, I was like, "Wow, that's kind of crazy."
Yeah.
Vinny's been goading me to watch it. I haven't yet, but I'm very close to giving in, and I'm probably gonna regret it.
Yeah, there's a scene, and I tell Jason about it all the time, where the movie's about these two random girls who. It's about these two random girls who are, I think they're coming home after a Halloween party, and they go into a pizzeria, and then the clown walks in, and
So it's the same guy?
same clown.
Okay.
And so the clown walks in, and he's really creepy, and the girls leave.
Oh, I've seen the clown before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a picture.
And so the clown proceeds to murder everybody in the pizza, like the workers of the pizzeria, and he like decapitates one of them, and he kills one of them in the bathroom, and then proceeds. You don't see him do it, but you see the bathroom when he's done, and it's covered in blood, and there's shit on the walls, and I'm pretty sure he writes something out in the shit.
Man, like
Maybe the person did that before he got killed.
Maybe. I don't know.
He was so terrified.
It's such a weird movie. But I hear like the second one, they really try to top it. So I could only imagine.
As Vinny just said, he loves to tell me about this. So he'll tell me about it at least like once a day. About the shit scene. And man,
Every time you go to clog the toilet, he reminds you.
Yeah, I have the same thought. I'm like, why? You know, why? Straight up, why, man? Like, you're a serial killer. You just got to murderizing a bunch of people. And you're like, you know what? You know what's really gonna scare them? I'm gonna have the liquid Hershey shits on the wall.
It's literally like that.
So it's like every Taco Bell restroom.
Yeah. It's horrid.
That happened to a friend of mine once. He used to work at a Burger King, and almost not regularly, but more than once, someone went into the bathroom and shit all over the walls and smeared it all over the place.
Oh, man, do you guys ever eat at Burger King?
I like Burger King. Like not. You mean at or just like drive-thru?
Like the food at all?
I like Burger King.
Really?
I don't really like Burger King, but I'll eat it. I know you like it, so I eat it for you.
I could.
Motherfucker, all you had to say was that you don't like Burger King. We could have gone to McDonald's.
No, like here's the thing.
If it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And you just need something to eat, sure.
Like I can eat it. I'll eat a chicken sandwich from Burger King. You know. But I don't really like their burgers.
Really, dude? I think their burgers are better than Wendy's burgers.
For me, it's kind of an issue when you can get like 50 chicken nuggets for $1. It's like, what are these made of?
Listen, it sounds like you don't like deals, especially, man.
I do. I like deals. I just know that things like meat costs money.
Yeah.
Like how much? It's like all beaks and feet.
What do you think McDonald's or anything else is?
No, I don't eat McDonald's either. It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like the healthiest person ever.
Yeah.
Like if I need food, maybe, but
I didn't know you
really
were strong will.
it just like I'll eat it, but then an hour later I will regret ever eating anything in my life.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about like I'll eat some Wendy's and it'll straight up be like a cinder block in my stomach.
That's how I feel about
Wendy's
Burger King.
Messes me up.
Bruh.
Like the biggie bag. Like, it's a great deal. I used to go to Wendy's all the time because I worked at Chili's and there was one right next door. So I'd get off at, midnight and they're still open. So I'd go over and get some food.
They don't let y'all get, like, a meal?
They sometimes, if you work, like, a 12-hour shift, they might.
Yeah.
Depending
Might?
on which manager was on.
Oh.
Like, there's this one good manager, Mikey. And he'd be like, all right, I'll get you your lunch for your double.
Dude, Chili's has the best chicken and waffles.
They got rid of it.
No
Did
shit.
they actually?
They did. That was the only thing I liked there.
Their chicken and waffles were okay. Actually.
And I went in there the other day. Not the other day, a while ago. And I was like, give me the chicken and waffles. And they were like, sorry, we don't have that. And I almost cried and blew it up.
Dude, it's a mystery to me why.
The bathroom.
Were they just out of waffles?
No.
Or it's just gone off the menu?
The guy said, we don't do that anymore.
Really?
And I was like, well, then
Chicken
what's the
and
point?
Waffles.
Yeah.
It's you've never had chicken and waffles or what?
No. Like it's not profound. No. I'm saying it's a weird thing to
not make
it.
Oh,
I was just saying that I love chicken and waffles, but yeah, like how could it's not like it's something profound. It's not like some 5-star dish. It's chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
It's not
I will
even
take
like
some Eggos.
Like there was this burrito or enchilada or something that they stopped making, but mostly it was because they had to make it differently than they made everything else. So that makes sense. Like take that off the menu, sure. But chicken and waffles is made the same as every other fried item.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do you remove that?
It's weird.
Let's go right now.
Yeah.
I get that.
I like food, man. It's tough for me because
the tapeworm?
sometimes, yeah, man, the tapeworm's eating me from the inside out. No, sometimes I just don't. I would prefer to not eat. Like I just want to absorb, like
the Silver Surfer.
I just want to absorb the energy and move on. Like I don't want to sit there and munch for an hour.
Yeah.
But I like food.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, except for Chili's.
I don't know if I can say this, but Chili's food and most like chain restaurants are ruined for me. I mean, you work at any restaurant and that's gonna happen, but there was this time, I don't know if I can tell this story.
I know what you're gonna say.
But it was my last day working there, and I had this table of 7, it was this family that came in, and I was serving, and I went out and I took their orders, I put it in, and then like 5 minutes later they were gone. So I went to my manager, I was like, what happened? Where did they go? And he was like, they found a bug in their food. And I was like, okay, people say that sometimes, and usually their food is gone,
Yeah.
And then they left, they're like, I'm not paying for this, whatever, to some little scam to get out of paying $10 for their 2 for $10, whatever. But I go out there and all of their food is still there. So that's like the first red flag. I was like, oh no. And then in one of the napkins, I found a cockroach.
Yeah.
It was foul. Beef and shrimp fajita. If you go to Chili's, do not get the fajitas. Get like fried chicken or something.
Man, that's so bad because food places like that, they're supposed to be at least somewhat good because that's the point in sitting down at a restaurant.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna wait a minute for the food to be cooked.
like once a week, of course, like every restaurant does this. I'm pretty sure most do. You have to take everything out of the kitchen because it gets sprayed for bugs.
Yeah.
So like, what they miss a spot?
Yeah.
How did this get through? It's gross,
if
man.
one got through, probably didn't spray or didn't do a good enough job. Probably fucking half-assed it or something.
Unless it was just like in the prepackaged stuff,
That'd be even worse.
Which is it's honestly worse.
Like that salad that.
Yeah, Jason got a salad one time. There's a cricket in it.
Like a straight up cricket, not discernible from my salad,
right?
Of course, protein.
Yeah, it was from Chili's.
Yeah, that was the meat you ordered on your salad. Yeah. A $1 upcharge for cricket, but not the sport.
No.
You didn't have a bunch of men hitting a ball with a bat.
I didn't have a bunch of blokes. Sorry, salad.
Oh man, What a great intro. This has been like 15 minutes of intro, but welcome to the Off the Shelf podcast where we take books off of any shelf and talk about them. My name is Josh.
I'm Vinny.
I'm Jason.
What are we talking about, Vinny?
Oh, today, I'm happy we had quite a long intro because this book is really thin. It's really small.
Oh, perfect.
And...
Just like my cock. I mean, it's huge.
And so I decided, hey, I really wanted to do this book, and there is a sequel coming out to it. So this is the perfect time to do it.
So this is a recent book?
No.
Oh.
This came out in 1990 something. And
so this is like Finding Nemo 2?
Sure. It came out 20 years later. Yeah.
Man,
so
this doesn't even look like a comic. It's so thin. This looks like a pamphlet.
This is 50 pages.
No. That's like 2.
Yeah.
That does not look like.
So I know I'm
50
hiding
pages.
what it is from you, but I'll unveil it.
I can see it on the back. I can see the little fella on the back.
Well, yes.
Is that him?
It is him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you 2 names:
Yeah.
Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane.
Oh, jeez, Lord. Oh God.
Today we're gonna talk about Spawn Batman.
Oh, okay. See, I knew Spawn was in there.
Yes. So
nothing could have prepared me for this.
Nothing. So Spawn Batman happened because Image Comics was really popular and making a lot of money, and DC at the time was not.
They were like, please,
yes,
give us some of your money.
So
give us a little suckle of that sweet Spawn.
Exactly. And so because of how good Spawn was doing, and because of how good Batman is always doing, DC and Image decide, hey, let's do a crossover. Now, DC has done crossovers before with Marvel. And other characters later in the future, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers.
And Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Oh, well.
But so, Spawn Batman is so interesting because it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Here's
that.
the thing. It's not the worst story you'll ever read.
But they're giving it a sequel.
Yeah.
So does it have like a cult following to any degree?
This whole story is $4.
Yes. At the time when it came out, it was $4.
Yeah, but with inflation, that's like
exactly. Now the new one, when it comes out, it'll be like if they do another reprint of this, it'll be $20 easily.
Watch it. It's somehow going to be like thick as hell. Like they just pulled some content out of their ass.
What?
Yeah, they have like every sketch at
Yes.
the end.
Every napkin, every loose liquid.
So what if I told you that this wasn't the first time Spawn and Batman crossed over?
I'd be like, okay, you just said that it was.
Well, at the same time, so you see down at the bottom here it says Image Comics,
But
right?
it's not. You're just saying what if there's a little scenario.
Yeah, sure. So down at the bottom it says Image Comics, but you don't see DC anywhere. Because this was published by Image Comics, but DC wanted some of that money, so they made a Batman Spawn comic. And this is Spawn Batman.
Yeah.
Is it just it's the same thing?
Different story. Different story written by different people. I read it when I was really young.
I thought it was called Batman Spawn.
It's called Batman Spawn War Devil.
Oh, but this one's called just Spawn Batman.
Just called
no
Spawn
subtitle.
Batman. And this one has a better duo of Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane, so it's going to be off the fucking walls.
I like how they just copied the Dark Knight cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
But with Spawn.
Exactly.
That's cool.
That's how you make money.
Yeah. You gotta feed them what they already have.
Exactly. So there's a reason this book is so thin, because there's no plot. Like, there is a plot, but I could sum it up in probably 3 sentences.
Do it then.
Well, then we'd be the quickest episode ever. So I'm going to drag it out.
Man,
One
we're
shot.
already like 20 in.
So it begins in Gotham City. Batman's lurking about. You got a
It
lot
doesn't
of...
start in Spawn City?
No.
Where is he from? I
New
know
York.
nothing. Okay.
We talked about Spawn.
Did we?
Yeah. A long time ago.
Oh. We didn't do a Spawn book, though.
Yes, we did. We did Spawn Volume 1.
Okay. I'll have to go listen to that one.
It's not out yet.
I wonder what
but-
happened.
Yeah, I'll try to
It's
fill
not
you
out
in.
yet. Like, I don't have all the files to go and listen to it.
Oh, true. So we pick up with Batman. He's in Gotham City. A lot of narration of Frank Miller just spewing off words that don't really matter. We see Batman. He's lurking down in like a basement. He's a little roughed up. Something got to him.
Yeah, he's got no nose.
Yeah,
It's
Todd
just teeth and eyes.
McFarlane
Can
really
only draw monsters.
Yeah, he really didn't want to draw any human features of Batman. And I think it's really weird, but kind of interesting. So Batman's lurking about. He sees a bunch of dead bodies in this basement. He's like, oh, that's weird. Then, all of a sudden, a giant Soviet...
Have I been taking drugs again?
a giant Soviet mech jumps out of the wall and attacks Batman.
How do you know it's a Russian?
You learn that later.
Okay.
So Batman fights the mech, destroys it.
It goes, Privyet, Batman.
Yeah. There's like a little, like, the little robot mech head area. Batman punches it. There's glass there. It shatters. There's a face behind. And...
Vladimir Putin.
It's and so Batman like rips the guy out, but by ripping the guy out, he just rips the head out. And don't worry, the guy was only a head. And the guy's still alive. He's like, "Oh my God, help me!" And Batman's like, "What the fuck is this? Who are you?" And the guy's like, "Ah!" And then he just dies. And Batman's like, "Oh, that was weird.
I killed you.
I'm gonna go back to the Batcave and press some buttons and ignore Alfred." That's exactly what Batman does. Everything here.
Man, Alfred looks disgusting.
Jeez,
What
dude.
is that?
Yeah. Batman brings the head home and he's just looking at it.
I promise this isn't getting off topic. Have you ever watched any Jeff Dunham stand up?
Oh,
Maybe.
He looks like
Yes.
Jose Jalapeno on a stick. So Jeff
He
Dunham
does.
is a ventriloquist comedian, and one of his ventriloquist dummies is a jalapeno on a stick named
Okay.
Jose. And it looks, I swear to you, look it up, it looks just like
It
that. I
does.
swear to you.
So
I've never like sat down and watched like ventriloquism acts.
Oh, no, sorry. He's just a famous comedian who, like, that's like his thing. Like, he's like the only one that's like done it.
Oh, okay.
Those are the others, but he's the most notable because he's the funniest.
Did he go on like America's Got Talent or something?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
never
No,
mind.
he just did like regular comedy, and that was just his shtick.
Like real comedy?
Yeah, you know, like straight up, like real comedy.
Yeah.
So Batman's in the Batcave. He brought the head with him, and he's just looking at it.
I
And
think he has a head examining device.
yeah, it's called his eyeballs. And Alfred's like, "Master Bruce, you should eat something."
It's called his penis.
Alfred's like, "Sir, you realize you're home. You could take your suit off. I'm not gonna fucking tell the police who you really are." And Batman's like, "Well, sometimes I feel more comfortable in the bat costume."
He's like, no, that'd be boring to draw.
Exactly. Meanwhile, on the television, there is this woman she's given an award. This is Dr. Margaret Love, who is the founder of Heal the World, which is a foundation to heal the world.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, and Batman's like, "I don't trust her." And Alfred's
Yeah,
like,
of
"Oh,
course,
Master
dude.
Bruce."
Look at that wicked smile. It's like nefarious as shit.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, she's the villain of this book.
Yo, Batman's cape looks awesome.
Well, Todd McFarlane did draw this book.
Like, that just looks like just straight up wings.
Never
Yeah.
have I ever seen Batman's cape this incredibly large before.
It looks like Spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spawn, so
yeah, where is that guy?
yeah. So Batman does some investigating on the dude who is like his head. And he's like, "Oh, this guy's from New York. What's he doing in Gotham?"
I thought he was Russian.
Well, no, it's a Russian robot and an American New Yorker head.
But the head was piloting the robot.
Yes.
So the robot is being controlled with a brain that is not Russian.
No.
So
But
it's,
the
it's
Russians
a New York
made
robot.
the robot.
Yeah, that's okay.
Previously,
Forever.
Previously, the Russians made the robot a long time ago, and now someone else got it and put the guy in there.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Just stuffed his head in there.
So, yeah, literally. So, Batman decides, "Hey, I'm gonna go to New York. I'm gonna go do some investigating, see why this random guy was in this Soviet robot in Russia or in Gotham." Meanwhile, Spawn, he's doing the same thing Batman does, but in New York and with more chains. He's hanging out in some fucking idiots, like teenagers or just like cruel people find a homeless man sleeping. They pour gasoline on him, and they're like, "Ha ha ha! He didn't even wake up." So they're gonna light him on fire.
Classic pranks.
Just
Exactly.
casual fun you have.
And so they're about to light the dude on fire. They light the match, and then all of a sudden the fire like erupts and attacks them, and they're like, "Oh my god, fire doesn't do that!" And then Spawn is just there like, bitch. And he's like, "You guys really think you're gonna get away?" They shoot Spawn a few times, and they're like, "Oh my god, what are you?" And he's like, "Bro, I'm literally a demon." What?
That guy looks like a who?
Yeah,
Why are his eyes so big and cute?
Dude,
because he's scared. He's like,
Arlen, dude. Oh my
I know.
goodness.
So Batman shows up in the same alley Spawn is in because of all the fire and everything. Spawn literally melts these guys, by the way. Spawn just kills them.
Yeah, he's got firepower.
And Batman is like, what are you doing? And they immediately fight. And Spawn is like, "Oh, hey, Batman." And Spawn's like, "I've heard of you. I know you." And Batman's like, "Nah, I don't care."
I have no idea who you are.
Batman's like, "I don't know who you are, and I don't care." Batman just starts punching. Spawn, who is literally a demon, is like kicking Batman's ass.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Slow the roll.
Yeah.
Batman's saying you must be Al. So Batman knows who he is.
Well, Batman learns of Spawn. In an alleyway. Put your guns down. In an alleyway, Batman's lurking around and he hears a bunch of homeless people like, "Yeah, Al has magical demon powers." And Batman's like,
All right.
"Okay." And then he sees Spawn and he's like, "Oh, you must be Al."
All right.
So
I
there you
love
go.
how every
All
time
right.
Jason thinks he's caught you on something, he pulls out the twin Glocks.
I know.
The finger guns.
So Batman and Spawn fight, and it's cool, you know. That's literally all this book is.
Yeah,
Batman
it's
and
the whole
Spawn
point,
fight.
right?
Exactly. And so Batman, I love this because they fight each other, and Batman's super skilled at fighting, but Spawn is a little more powerful than Batman.
Wait,
So-
he doesn't have a power meter in this.
He does not, and he uses quite a bit of power later.
So he's just running combos on Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
not-
like leveled up.
Not yet. He's just like beating him up, using chains, maybe a little magic here and there. And so
But they didn't want him just like shooting guns at Batman to preserve his energy.
sure. And so Batman's like, "I'm not gonna win." So he's like, we better not meet again, because if we do, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. And then Batman runs into the alley and he's like, "Oh god, where's Alfred? Oh,
He's like,
I'm bleeding
"If we fight
everywhere."
again, he's gonna kick the shit out of me.
Exactly. And Spawn is like, "Man, who, why, what?" Like, I was just doing what I usually do, and this crazy Batman just showed up and
Did
started
Batman
kicking the shit out of me.
even do a good job? Like
Fighting Spawn?
Yeah, like did
No.
Batman get his licks in?
Oh
It
yeah,
looks like he got his mask off, maybe.
yeah. I
That
mean,
one shot.
here's the thing, Todd. So Todd forgot that he drew Spawn's mask on in the previous panel, so the next panel was just
Oh.
off.
Okay. And then it's back on.
And then yeah, don't worry about it. There's a few moments where Todd's art is a little inconsistent.
And then it's back off. Yeah, it's like some incorporeal mask.
Yeah, I mean it's just
Some
like
ghost mask. Yeah.
on him anyway, so whatever.
It's got the extremis mask.
Sure. So Spawn decides. Now Spawn knows of Dr. Margaret Love also, and
Well, yeah,
he's-
she's on TV.
exactly. So he's like, I don't like her, and she's doing like this whole big ceremony thing, or she has like a building here in New York. I'm gonna go break in. I'm gonna go see what the deal is. He breaks in. Oh no, Soviet mechs. So Dr. Margaret Love is tied to these Soviet mechs somehow. Spawn.
Damn.
Yeah, this is one of the mech's giant guns, and,
Oh.
and Spawn just picks it up and blasts the shit out of it.
Dude,
That's
how
pretty epic.
how did that thing just not kill Batman?
I don't know. I have no idea how Batman defeated this thing.
Does he shoot it at Batman?
No. Spawn shoots the Soviet mech. Batman's gone. Batman's
Oh,
trying
so
to
yeah.
heal himself in the...
No, I mean like when the beginning when Batman fought the robot. How the fuck
Oh.
I think Batman just like...
He snuck up on him.
He snuck up on him and he ripped the head out before it could do anything.
before it
Speaking
turned
of...
to ash?
Yeah. Speaking of, Spawn also rips another head out of this robot. And the head is like, I don't know who I am, help me. And Spawn's like, I don't have time for that.
He's like, I don't know who you are either.
Exactly.
How am I supposed to help?
And so Spawn like tosses the head over, and Dr. Margaret Love appears on the TV or really on like the computer, and is talking to Spawn. She's like, "Oh, I've been watching you. You worked so hard to get down here. I'm sorry, I'm not here right now. I'm busy doing some nefarious shit."
Please leave a message after the beep.
Exactly. And Spawn sees her and recognizes her. Yeah. Spawn recognizes her for like war crimes that she's a part of or attached to. She used to be like a hitman or a mercenary. A hit woman, my bad. Jesus. She used to be a mercenary. She got a lot of people killed. And Spawn was also a mercenary. Maybe they worked together. Maybe they banged a little bit. They definitely didn't. But so Spawn's like, all right, I gotta find this chicken killer. Spawn learns that she has a boat.
Alright.
Yeah, she has a yacht, and she's gonna do like another ceremony on it for the Healing the World Foundation. So Spawn's like,
ceremony? She's gonna like sacrifice a calf or something?
I mean, probably. We'll see.
Drink its blood.
Yeah. So
The forbidden marinara.
So Batman rolls up on Spawn again. I love this image really quick. Where
Why is Batman so against Spawn? What did
because
Spawn
Spawn kills people.
So what?
And Spawn just kicked his ass, so now he's like,
Yeah.
I cannot with that slide.
I love this image of Batman with bandages on his mask.
Yeah.
Like, but then Todd forgets to draw that, and they're gone. But so they fight again, and again it's cool. Batman grabs some of those some gauntlets from the mech, so he's a little more prepared. He's able to kick Spawn's ass a little more.
Good.
Yeah, and they literally just beat the
Batman
hell out of
stay up.
each other again.
Yo, nice look at the bat dumpy.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other, and they're both just like wheezing and like bleeding in opposite sides of the room or the alleyway. And Batman's like, "Stay away! I'll kick the shit out of you." And Spawn's like, "Oh, not if I kick the shit out of you first." And eventually one of them's like, "Listen, I think Spawn is like, I don't want to fight you. I'm busy dealing with Dr. Margaret Love." And Batman's like, "Oh, I heard of her too." And Spawn's like, "Then why don't you stop trying to kill me and like help me?" And Batman's like, "Yeah, all right, mate." I don't know why I turned British, but he's like, "Sure." So Batman and Spawn decide to have a little compromise. They're like, "Fine, I won't hit you, and I'll help you." And then more Soviet mechs show up, and they're like, "Oh crap!" So you get to see
How many more?
like three or
Oh, big deal. They've already destroyed 2 on their
I
own.
know. So you get to see them finally work together. One of the mechs stabs Batman like in the shoulder, and he's like bleeding a lot of blood. And Spawn is like, "Oh crap! It's gonna kill that guy. I gotta use some of my magic abilities and obliterate this mech."
If this was a Batman book,
Yeah.
he probably wouldn't get beat up so much.
No, probably
Straight
not.
up.
Literally, Batman gets so mangled. Here he is.
Oh yeah.
Batman
His suit
gets
is torn.
literally. Batman gets so mangled and literally dies.
Like, straight up?
Batman, like, straight up, his heart gives out. And Spawn's like, "Oh my god, I just met this guy. I'm gonna use all my power on him." So Spawn uses his, like, demonic powers and grabs Batman's head and just revives him.
Alright.
And by doing that, they, like, Batman gets a glimpse into Spawn's origin, and Spawn gets to see Batman's origin. And Batman immediately is like, "Oh, you saved my life, but I don't approve of your methods. You kill people, you're a mercenary, you're not a very good guy, I don't like you one bit, but thank you for letting me live." And Spawn's like, "Why are you such an asshole?" "Bro, I saved your life." And I should mention the whole time, whenever Batman has narration, he's always like, "No discipline, bad soldier."
Like caveman speak? Is that how it's
Yes,
written?
yes. Also, this technically comes before All-Star Batman and Robin. It's in the same universe. So there's no Robin yet. This is after Batman Year One.
So this is before they were totally off the rails.
Yes.
They're getting there.
They're getting there.
Maybe this is what did it.
I would imagine. So they decide to team up, and you get some cool pictures of them swinging across the city. And they eventually get to Dr. Margaret Love's yacht. Here it is. And her ceremony, it's not like slaughtering a pig or anything. She's just making a speech. My bad.
That sucks.
She's making a speech. She's like, no more should we deal with, like, all the problems we deal with in the world. Meanwhile, she has, like, a stockpile of missiles and weapons and everything.
This is like every politician.
Exactly. And so her plan to heal the world is just obliterate the bad parts of it.
Honestly, that could work.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
And so Batman and Spawn roll up. They stealthily take out some of the guards there. You get to see more of them actually being a team, and it's kind of cool. Another mech shows up. They fight the mech, defeat it, and the mech has like a spiky hand or like a right here.
Okay,
And
that's his hand. It's just,
I guess. And it ends up impaling Dr. Love. Like, she's just in the way. Like, Batman and Spawn, they roll up. They cause all this chaos and everything. Everybody jumps off the boat except Dr. Margaret Love. And she's like, you'll never stop me! Like, I'm a James Bond villain! And the Batman Spawn destroy one of the mechs. And she's about to get impaled. And Batman's like, save her, Spawn! And Spawn's like, no! And then lets her get impaled.
Damn.
And she dies. But not before launching a missile. So now there's a missile.
She really is like Lex Luthor.
Yes. So she launches a missile which is going to just obliterate New York. And Spawn and Batman are like, oh, we should not let that happen. So Spawn teleports him and Batman up to the missile. Batman hops on the missile as it's hurtling towards the city. And Batman just like rips out some of the wires and just beep, 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 boop, and disables the missile. And it just lands in the ocean.
That is how it works.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it just lands in the ocean and doesn't blow up.
Yeah, it's not like all of the trajectory and destination is set before it launches.
None of that.
No.
Yeah.
Just gives out.
He unplugged. He took the spark plug out.
He replaced the starter.
So Spawn and Batman teleport back to the city, and Batman's like, you didn't have to kill her. We could have figured out another way. And Spawn's like, why would we let her live? She had like 1 trillion missiles. I did the right thing.
Yeah, you're lucky she only launched one, you know?
Yeah. And Spawn's like, listen, we kind of made a good team, and I bet we'd make our companies a lot of money if we kept doing this. And Batman's like, slow your roll, pal. Like, we can't both have cool capes. You know, we can't both...
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
He's like, I don't do sidekicks.
Exactly. And then the next book, he's kidnapping a child, and... Ugh, Frank.
Maybe that Robin is just Spawn, who transformed himself into the body of a small child.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd read that.
I mean, more horrible than...
No,
than
not
it
more
is.
horrible. So, Spawn is like, alright, I'm sorry I kill people. Okay, I really am, but, like...
It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. I get the job done. Like, can't we be friends? Like, let's bury the hatchet, right? And Batman's like, bury this. And he throws a batarang. And it just hits Spawn right in the face.
That's foul as fuck.
Oh, he's got green blood.
Yeah.
Looks delicious, honestly.
Looks like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, what flavor? Is it like watermelon or is it like
Not
lime?
Baja.
It's probably
Baja
like...
blood.
Yeah, Baja blood. Yeah, but that is the end. And you get a few more sketches in the back.
Some
not sketches.
splash pages of cool
You get
stuff.
one by Todd and one by Frank.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, one of them obviously looks better, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so...
But yeah, that is...
Franks.
Yeah.
That is Spawn Batman by Image Comics. Maybe if I could find Batman Spawn, we'll do it. But whatever.
So they're making a new one.
They are making a new one. Todd McFarlane and Greg Capullo, the artist on Court of Owls.
Oh, okay.
Who took over drawing Spawn after Todd.
That's cool.
Um,
So it's directly correlated to this book.
Probably not.
Okay. I was gonna ask then. Is it before Batman All-Star, Batman and Robin?
Okay, here's the thing. This is where I feel like there's been not a lot of complicated things in this episode, so let me make it really complicated. So, what?
No, you said this one was drawn by Frank Miller, but the artist tag is McFarlane.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure
It's just that cover.
I feel like the Batman, that's definitely a Frank Batman.
I see what you're saying. It's just I saw the McFarlane.
Yeah. Maybe it was both
his
of them.
name's on the front.
Sorry,
right?
I didn't mean to derail you. I was
No, you're good.
Oh, well, okay, so there's an FM under Batman. Oh, maybe
they probably did it together.
Yeah.
That's cute.
You know,
they got together.
I brought that
and
up to
drew a
you,
picture.
like that idea back up a long time ago, where I was like, why don't they get like two artists to draw one series and just have one artist do one thing and the other artist do another thing on the page and just kind of do like a cool mesh of that?
Yeah.
I always thought that'd be a really cool idea.
They probably do it all the time.
But usually these artists are good at copying other styles, you know?
True.
Like, I want the whole point of it to be contrasting, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that it could enhance the story.
So,
this is not exactly it, but in Amazing World of Gumball, I haven't really watched the show much, but you know how every character is kind of in a different style?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's really that definitely give it a unique look.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I feel like you could use it to also like help translate the story's tone, or like a character's tone, or manner, not manner, but tone, like how they are and shit like that.
Or even better, Smiling Friends does that. You know how each character has like different types of shading and style and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. That show's awesome.
It is awesome. I do like it.
That show is like the biggest trick in like kids show history. It's like, oh, what's this show about?
Show.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
it's Adult Swim, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you were just scrolling through shit and you saw Happy Tree Friends and the picture was a bunch of fluffy animals smiling, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's probably a kids TV show.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't see that and be like, oh, this is not something anyone should watch.
So what were you going to say to get it complicated?
So we got Spawn Batman here, but then there's also a Batman Spawn. They are not like sequels. Like, Spawn Batman and Batman Spawn are not related to one another. They're just two separate things that DC and then Image decided to make. Now, Batman Spawn Batman right here is not in main continuity for Batman, but it is in Spawn. And
convoluted.
As for Frank Miller's little universe, this is like the second chapter of that, but nothing else.
So it is main continuity. Because that main continuity for...
Well, Frank Miller... So... Batman Year One starts two different continuities.
Right, yeah.
One for the main continuity and one for Frank Miller's absurd continuity, which is Year One, this book, All-Star Batman and Robin, and then Dark Knight Returns and all the sequels of that.
Sounds like a pretty nice lineup if you ask me.
Sounds like a nightmare of lineups. God.
So what would you rate this book then?
Probably like a 3. I give it like I don't know. Like
the art is cool.
The art is definitely cool.
It's really fun.
It is fun.
It doesn't have to be like the most stupendous story.
No,
it looks cool and it's fun to read.
It's
Not
definitely
every story needs to be profound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fun read, and I was trying to think of like when I got this, and it's one of those things where I just always remember it being in my house. I don't remember the day I bought it. I don't
Spawned with it.
I spawned with it. Like I've always had it, and when we started doing this show, I was like, one day we're gonna do that. And then they announced a new Batman Spawn, and I was like, oh, no better time than right now.
Isn't Spawn what they call fish cum? Wouldn't it be cool if you found out that Spawn was actually just made of like
Magic space.
I was gonna say dolphin jizz because my brain is tired, but dolphins are not fish.
Mammals.
Yeah, it's like a mackerel. He's like, that's his origin story.
You really don't remember when we talk about Spawn?
I do.
Sure.
After we were going through this, I remembered.
Yeah.
But I don't remember much. Anyways, I'd give this like a Clive 5.
Yeah, I'll give it
I feel like
Clive
that's a
5.
fair.
And it's
fair
only
rating.
like 48 pages.
Yeah, it's not a huge commitment.
It's the size of...
I mean, it will be once there's another.
Yeah, because the new
issue
series
of it.
is probably going to be like 12 issues, and this was not. Like, there wasn't like issue 1, issue 2, and then now it's combined. They just put that out.
Yeah.
They're like, here, $3, $4.
It's just something to fill the space.
Yeah.
Shit. That's definitely a 5. Like that is worth the money you're paying for.
Yeah, for $4,
At least-
that's a great
At
buy.
least they were like, oh yeah, shit, if this was Marvel, it'd be like $30
Yeah.
for this book.
Like, here's the thing. Even if it was Marvel back then, it would still be $4. But if it was right now, literally this would be anywhere from 15 to 20.
Straight up.
Absurd. They're also doing...
Thanks, Biden.
They're doing a new reprint of this and Batman Spawn War Devil.
Can't wait till it's fucking...
It's $20.
No.
It's $20 for maybe 100 pages. No, it's like 75 pages.
Okay, so...
50 pages from this, like 25 from the other one, and probably about 30 sketches.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's foul.
I love that. I
Me
mean, I
too.
like the sketches in the back of the
too.
book, but sometimes if they use it as filler,
Yeah, sketches
Yeah.
are nice,
Could go
but
without
I
it.
didn't buy the book for sketches. I didn't pay
Exactly.
$20 for sketches. I wanted sketches, I'd buy sketches.
yeah. So is that all you have to say about Batman and Spawn Batman?
I think so. Maybe when the new one's like coming out, or if it like finishes. I don't know how many issues it's gonna be. I just know it's gonna be more than one. But when it wraps up, maybe we'll talk about it.
Maybe they'll do this again. They'll just be like, okay.
Yeah, just do it again.
Just a reprint.
I'm surprised they didn't just reprint it and be like, here we go, it's a new one. You guys didn't read it the first time.
but now it's bigger and hardcover.
Yeah.
They already play that con with Killing Joke. They know. It won't,
Oh, yeah.
They know it won't work. They know it won't work twice.
Like, they reprint the
At least
Killing
with
Joke
the
at least
Killing-
8 times a year.
At least with the Killing Joke, they did something a little bit different.
Yeah, they do different
the
colors.
coloring, but even
but
still,
that's like making it worse.
Yeah.
It's like,
Depending on how you feel.
Yeah.
oh, I guess not.
Yeah. I mean,
I kind of like it.
yeah. You got the original colors and then what the other what DC wanted.
Nah.
And depending on how you feel, you could buy both.
Your opinion's stupid, Josh.
I
You
like
should feel
the-
bad
wait,
about it.
which one do you like? The original?
Yeah, I like the original.
Oh, me too.
Oh, me too.
That's what I
Okay.
was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it worse by changing it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
wait.
See, but I thought you meant by releasing the original artwork. That
Oh
made it
no,
worse.
no, no! Made it worse by changing it.
Yeah, I mean, here's
Yeah,
the thing.
no, I
when they
agree.
first released it, like, you couldn't get the original art until now.
What?
That's why I was confused.
Yeah. When, like, that's how he wanted it. The artist.
It's like the Snyder.
You've shown
Schneider
me
cut.
too how there was what they published and then what they put out now, and this is before like.
Yeah. What they published is the book you buy like all the time in stores. If you want the actual coloring, you gotta get the Absolute Edition or, off like
Okay, I think I have the nice,
Craigslist.
I think I have a nice edition there 'cause I think I have the original colors.
Do you?
I think so because they look different than the other things that you've shown me and such. I feel like they're more
Vibrant.
vibrant.
Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Off the Shelf podcast. We've loved having you here. We love you so much. We're gonna give you a big smooch. Jason hates you.
You're all mean.
Yeah, well,
Talking about fish cum. What did we
we
say?
talked about
Spawn?
something. Don't even worry about it. Plug your TikTok.
You can find me at Being Off the Shelf, where we will not be talking about fish cum.
What? Why even follow? Actually,
wait.
Jason might have something to say about that.
My plug is a fishing channel, and we will be talking about fish cum. No.
Perfect. the perfect segue.
Did you finish your plug?
No, yeah. Follow
So-
me, Being Off the Shelf.
So follow Fishing with Sasquatch. I post fishing content.
It's
Please
pretty
and
epic.
thank you.
It is.
It's very cool. Thank you again for listening. That's all we got. So join us next time when we look up
Head of
pictures of fish cum.
No.
and see what it's like. We'll order some from Amazon. That's what you're getting for Christmas, Vinny.
No.
Just a big sloppy pile.
I'm gonna jerk off a trout.
Yeah. Yeah.